Hey, how's it going? I am the Sanguiem, and welcome back to Create Above and Beyond. So last episode, we came down here and worked on some basic material production. That was a long episode to record, for obvious reasons. A lot of stuff was built and put into this room over here. And the reason we started in the other room is because it's just so dang loud in here, thanks to this thing. But as you can see, there's no longer a torch spam in here. We have actual fairy lights. We also have some lights over here to prevent things from spawning on the contraptions itself, which, I hate. I am filled with hate for this white light right here. It would be so much nicer if it was brown, but we don't have any cocoa beans, and the nearest cocoa bean place is, you know, by where I got the palm tree, and I'm not willing to relive that, experience. At least not anytime soon. So I'm good, you know. We'll do that later. Maybe I'll do it off camera since it's literally just a cocoa bean run in a direction that you've already seen me go. We have a lot of materials built up here. I made a small change to down here. That change being this here barrel. And this here barrel. And this here barrel. The reason the gunpowder one is not backed up is for obvious reasons. It's all being used to make TNT. And so far, this contraption has been working pretty well. My fears of the whole thing backing up have been pretty unfounded so far. It did happen once while I was removing torch spam, but that's just because I broke a torch and it fell on the belts down there and it blocked up the whole thing. After a while, I'm like, huh, I don't hear this thing screaming in my ear. Like whispering loudly. So I investigated and thought, oh no, there's too many ferns in the belt now. But yeah, so now I've decided to duplicate the amount of ferns that's in here, so it's basically running twice as fast. It can handle it. It's fine. I could just watch this thing all day. It's so cool. But unfortunately, we don't have time for that. We have other things to do. Now, thanks to the work done in like 2 episodes ago or so, when we made this here reactor, this is actually already in working order. We just have to supply the parts to it. That's pretty much it. We have 3 belts of supplies that need to go up in that thing, and I hadn't actually thought that part through, because there's not actually a lot of good places you can do that. And because of my choice in positioning for the kelp farm, there's a wall of water behind this wall, so I can't just push it through this wall and make it go up behind the reactor, which I kind of want to do, but I can't. So what do I do? I'll figure it out. I will say this though, I'm considering having a flower farm in this corner right here, have like a container or 2 like right here against this wall, and show bone meal, like bone mealing rose bushes or something. I'm thinking rose bushes is what I'm going to use. Oh, hello there, gentlemen. I actually almost have enough skeleton ribs for a skeleton charm. So soon skeletons will no longer shoot me. I bet you've also noticed I'm holding 6 withered ribs. Well, that's because I also now have 2 skeleton skulls. And that means we now actually have 3 wither skulls. So now, if we just summon the wither and defeat it, we have us our beacon. Well, a nether star, that is. And we can make a beacon for the next room, which we'll be likely doing in the next episode. So we kind of need that beacon pretty soon. Now, before we jump into the furnace making stuff, there is a couple more things I want to talk about. One being, check out this thing. This here is the waste barrel. Oh, waste tank. Because of this new cleaver, and hitting things, getting milk and blood and other fluids in this thing, well, what am I going to do with milk, huh? What am I going to do with milk? So, if I right-click this tank when there's stuff in it, it will drain into a nullifier. So this is literally just a waste disposal tank. Perfect timing. Do you even drop fluid? Oh wow, I got its head. Cool. What did it drop? Blood. Wow. Endermen bleed. Red blood, wow. So if I right-click it with this, yeah, it just drains, goes away. Makes it easier to clean everything up, so I don't have to put it in here, put down a bucket on this, and drain it and all that. But next time I get blood, I shouldn't put it in there. I should put it in there, because that's technically my source of slime balls, so I should not have done that. But for demonstration purposes, I deemed it suitable. Let's just go ahead and put that here. I also did two other things. One is I have revamped this area right here. This is now a proper algal blend farm. And the reason I have so much algal blend is because I spent way too much time on the next project. But first, let's just show off this one. So yeah, you got your sand generator. We got the same thing in the Invar factory. We've made the same thing over there for gravel production. It makes sand, it comes over here, it accepts clay. Flint drops down into a nullifier because we don't need it. I've thought about connecting it up with the rest of the flint over here, but I just couldn't be bothered. Like, I don't know. We have enough money being made over at the farm. Like, whatever money we make passively this way is whatever. This thing is now set to automatically stop when this thing here is full enough. This arm, you know, mixes it all up. We have algal blend. If I ever need to throw any into there, I just grab some and put it over there. It's, you know, it's simple. It works pretty much how you'd expect a farm like that to work. But then we have this one. I have fixed it so that way when it is empty, which it just so happens to be rising up, I hope that's a good thing, it will rise up here. And it should just stay up here. Okay, yep, it's full. So the way this works is you have a comparator that sends a signal down to the bottom of this hole. That signal goes to behind this cobblestone block and pushes through to here. However, there's a torch that's inverting that signal. So that's why it's off right now. But when the barrel is empty, this signal comes on and it sends the thing down. Now, we also have this here. This is the piston itself. When this whole machine stops, and this has stuff in it, and it sends the thing up, well, the comparator at the top doesn't see anything because there's no barrel there in the first place, so the signal is on. Like this signal is on at all times while this thing is down here. So we need a way to cut that signal off, and that's what the piston's for. So we have the adjustable repeater here for 30 seconds, which gives this thing enough time to get to the top, and then once it's at the top and the 30 seconds runs out, it pushes the block over, and by then the barrel should be up there. The comparator sees that there's stuff in it, and it stops the signal so that it doesn't immediately come back down. It was a bit of a headache to get that to work, but now it does work. So this thing is now 100% fully automatic. We don't have to rely on a stockpile switch, having to remember how to do its job. It just does its job now. And the way I want this to work is, of course, when all of these are full, or one of these are full, I mean, I assume all of these are kind of going to fill around the same time. This will kind of just stay up here with something forever on this depot because it can't be put away. And then we'll have to figure out what to do with this stuff later, at a later date, or if we do, we don't have to. We just leave it there. Now, the last thing I have to fully automate is this here tree farm, which I need to sort out real quick, so I'll be right back. Emptied. So, I don't know exactly what to do about this one yet, because of all the different variants of wood. I'm thinking about just getting rid of the autumn trees and the white cherry trees. Just going back to the basics, you know, just back to spruce and oak. Have it fill up, put a thing here to extract the oak, put it up there. Same thing with the andesite and algal blend, because now that those things are just sitting around, ready to be brought over here, like, we can just do that, and then we can have kinetic mechanisms always being made in the background, like always, and as a result, we can then put up like an ender chest or something to bring it over there, and then we can always have precision mechanisms being made, and then inductive, and this is how we can finally have a constant, like mechanism creation going on. Alright, so I don't really know what I'm doing here. Like, I don't know what to do. So, I'm just gonna start winging it. Let's start out with the actual room itself. Which is up here. I gotta be careful going in here, because I can't remember what's on the walls and stuff. Alright, this is a fine spot. Alright, so this is the insides of this. We have these two chests, and then we have this dispenser for the TNT. So, it's set up where we could potentially just have a line of belts coming in from this way. We could have them coming from above. I hadn't thought of that till just now. Yes, yes, we could. Because the way this works is... Alright, so this redstone link does not have a counterpart. Like, this is just the receiving end that doesn't have another end. By the way, there's actually a redstone dust missing. That's interesting. Probably so it wouldn't go off or something. Wait a minute. No. It's missing a pulse. That's what it is. No. For some reason, this thing didn't build with the adjustable pulse repeater, or just a pulse repeater. I think it needed one of those, because what happened is these are locked funnels. They are set to drop 16 things at a time. I want this thing under very specific circumstances to just automatically in the background blow stuff up, collect the things, and if we happen to not have enough up here, or if we have enough down below, like just depending on overflow and stuff, because this thing is not dealing with belts and your typical like backing up of like overstock and all that. It's harder to configure. So we're gonna have to really figure out how to do this. And this dispenser might have to be completely filled with 9 stacks of TNT before it even starts to function. Just so that we have something up higher, not surrounded by redstone, that we can connect a stockpile switch to. Oh, by the way, this adjustable pulse repeater here is what turns on the lights in the reactor. So I need a pulse thing here, and we could potentially, like I said, go up, but where would we go up at? Would it just be in this corner? And we just have 3 chutes going up? Fortunately, these things are in the correct orientation. TNT on the far right, and Singularity Ender Dust, doesn't really matter what chest they go in, and bone meal on the far left. That's actually the perfect configuration. I guess there's really no way to go about it other than just do it. So let's kind of run over and take a look at what we're looking at. Maybe just some chutes over there that go up into the ceiling, so that they're at the right position. They might have to be brought out a little. -14 to -12. Okay. So it definitely needs to be brought out at least a little further. Does it interfere? No, it does not interfere with that. Okay. We also need to figure out where the bone meal's going. I think we're going to have it go into this wall here, and then go over in that corner where we can have a flower farm. If not, it'll just go down there, go under, go over, go that way. Or something. Okay, fans. I made 3 fans for this occasion. Alright, these are all diagonal, which is really annoying. But we can't get these all to go in the same direction because of this. So we know this will go in the correct direction. And we should probably do something about this first. Oh! Okay, I guess we're not making it go there. Yeah. The one spot in the wall. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, it's going a little lower, I guess. Alright, this should work, because I could just go under this chain drive. If we want this flower thing to be... Like, where do we want it? That's the question. We want it on this wall or this wall? Facing this way, or what? Like, we could just have, like, a glass case standing here. Have a vacuumulator underneath. I'd rather not use so many vacuumulators, though. It should be one of the last times we need to use one. So, I'll use one. Okay, we'll have, like, a little container here with a dispenser under it. Either a dispenser or a deployer. Do you think a deployer would work? Probably. You know what? Let's go test it before we commit to this. Let's go make a deployer. That answers my question. Alright. That does work. Alright, pretty straightforward. Put that here. And then we can have a vacuumulator, like, nearby to collect and ship it out through that wall here. We're gonna need another fan. Because of course we are. We've been needing a lot of vertical movement lately. I think that'll do. And we don't really even need a brass funnel yet. We still need to find a way to power this. We could use chain drives for that. And if this needs to be swapped around, we can do that, but I'm pretty sure this is the correct orientation. Okay, so, I think that works. So now, what do you say we do this thing? How do I go about doing this? Okay. That's going off. Okay. This is over here now. Everything is moving. This is going upwards. Fans pushes items from below. Okay. So that works. We'll have to build a thing around this later. Right now I want to focus on this thing. I just need somewhere for the bone meal to go. How am I going to get power to the top, too? I hadn't thought of that. I had not thought of that. Okay. And we just bring up the power like that. That works. And it's kind of hidden behind the chutes. Okay, that is the correct direction. Alright, we have power up here now. Now to bring up the other... Oh! Boy, that was a long fall. So let's remove these. We're gonna have a barrel for this stuff here, so that we can put a stockpile switch on it. And we'll put the 2 barrels for here and here, just here, and put the stockpile switches here so that they're nice and far apart. And we need to make sure that we can keep track of all of it. Like there's something here, and only when all the conditions have been met will it allow this thing to start sending out pulses. Alright, maybe we should focus on the output first, because it also depends on what the output is, if that makes any sense. Because if there's too much coming out versus going in, like this thing just needs to straight up stop. Accumulator. Okay, so now, if I was to drop something... hey, wait a minute. I've noticed a problem. Okay, here we go. We have this here, but now I also need to figure out what I'm doing with the vacuumulator underneath of here. Yeah, this one right up here. It even already has some quantum entanglement singularities in it. We could put a stockpile switch on that. If this thing backs up... Well, hold on. This thing is going to make a lot of these things at once. And it has to be where it is. Okay. Put this here, like that. Maybe we should have it go a little higher. Although, if we do that... Ugh. We'll need to put... in case chain drive here, and it'll be exposed. It should be fine. Okay, you know what, this is fine. This is fine what we have here. It's less fine now. Okay. This is looking pretty good so far. We need an arcane barrel here because these things stack by 2, so we need a lot of space there. You know, I just realized something. Instead of sending flowers over, we could also just grind it up in there, push these together, and just have chromatic compounds right here. Not chromatic, singularities, yeah. Because with the rose bush and a stack of these pushed together, it's gonna be 1-to-1. What should I do? Because I could totally have a press here, and I could have it ground up in here before it reaches out there. Sure. You know what? Sure. Last minute decision. Sure. We'll do that. But then how are we gonna stop this from... Oh, it's so challenging to figure out. Oh, yeah, there's a chance for green dye. That doesn't really matter, though, does it? Oh, the chances are the same. Whether you do it by crushing wheel or millstone. You still have that 5% chance of green dye. Huh. The real question is that a problem? Alright, we should have a barrel here. It goes in a barrel. We put a stockpile switch on it. And if this is filled, it's being backed up, we should put a thing here that locks this funnel so that it stops, like this thing stops bone mealing the flour. Or we could directly power the deployer. I think powering the deployer just straight up stops it. So we could do that. Yeah, and then we have this all go out to a millstone. The dye will come out, enter this, and if we're getting green dye too, it shouldn't matter, because any dye works. Okay, alright, it's all coming together. It's all coming together. So let's work on that. Okay. Alright, I think all this is pretty much ready to be turned on. Good. It'll back up there. Okay, alright. So the bone meal section is pretty much done. Just throw that down, I guess. Okay, so all that's coming out there. We got dye coming out here. It's slowly backing up right now as we speak, and the bone meal is actually being used. How about that? So we'll actually see this move from time to time. All that's left to do now is the logic for this. Once the logic's done for this thing, we can turn it on. Alright, for the heck of it, let's throw these down. Kind of watch what happens. Oh, that's a little slow. Yeah, that's a little slow. We can make a chain drive that makes this thing go faster, but we can do that later. Okay, we have a space down here to put this thing. I have an override switch here, so that we can just manually turn the thing off in case something weird happens, or explosions change how they work. You know, just for a safety measure, we can just shut the whole thing off using this. And let's see, I have an idea. Using 3 AND gates, we can put this here, this here, this here, have a timer here. This is what determines when the explosions happen. We're going to put a powered latch here for default reasons. We're going to put several redstone links down. The singularity one will go here. TNT one will go there. Ender dust one will go there. And the singularity one will go here. And I just realized I forgot the pulse former. Oh dear. Either way, this is still gonna work. Also, let's make sure nothing can really spawn around here. I hadn't thought of that. Alright, so let's make it 15 seconds. So now all of this is ready to receive some signals. So only when that's full, and that's full, and that's full, will this thing run. But also, this thing actually needs to be inverted. Because since it's empty, it's good to go. So this needs to be inverted. And when it's not good to go, it will stop giving a signal to say it's, yeah, good to go. Okay, so that part's done. I went ahead and put all these funnels in. Have this turned on. They're all filling up the barrels, except this one, because it takes a while. It's filling up the dispenser first. That needs to be 16. There's 16 in there, 16 in there. Okay. Everything looks like it's in working order. Okay, so now that that's done, well, I mean, that's pretty much this step finished. We are making chromatic compounds now. Not chromatic, chromatic singularities, I believe they're... Yeah, chromatic singularities. So real quick, let's go ahead and do this part. We have the reactor up and running. Let us submit the die. And wow, this stuff cannot stack. These are non-stackable items. But now we're done with this. So next episode, we're going to be working on the next room and turning these paintballs into chromatic compounds. But before we end the episode, let's fight the Wither, huh? Why not? Let's just fight the Wither. I don't know exactly how I should go about fighting the Wither, as I don't think I have exactly the best armor, although I do have some pretty good armor. At the same token, I feel like I could very easily die, so I'm wondering if I should use the old... a tactic that Grian himself discovered, which is, apparently, if you spawn enough iron golems, the Wither is very easy to destroy. So I'm thinking we can just do 5 iron golems underground. I will help join the fight, because it would be pretty cool to slash it with my cleaver and get a Wither head or something. So what do you say we head down to the old strip mine down below and summon this thing kinda in this direction. Oi, 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 get out of the wall. You're crazy? Alright, fine, I'll make this a little wider for you guys. Okay, we've got several golems here. There should be plenty of room to fight the Wither. I don't think that's the right spot. Okay. When this thing spawns, these blocks here might get destroyed, and then they'll come out and attack with me. Or, I'll just, you know, mine these myself. Alright, let's back up. Alright. Oh wow, I can't even get up to it. Oh, oh my god! Golems! Attack! Wait, I wanna... Alright, it killed one of the golems. I tried to get the final hit in, but I don't think I did. I got the nether star. I didn't get the head, but that's fine. Alright, so we now have this. Oddly enough, we could apparently duplicate... Oh, I have Wither for a while. Maybe I ought to eat something. You doing alright there, friend? Come on, you can survive. You survived! Good job, mates. Oh, look, Stella. It's Stella. Guess I'll grab that. So what is this thing? Whoa. Okay. Charge. Uses its charge to duplicate items. This is expensive, but it could lead to being able to duplicate nether stars. I think we're good. Because believe it or not, can't we... No, we can't buy another star. No, we have to defeat the Wither. We could just do this again. This was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. But yeah, apparently, I'm sure this was done before, but very recently, Grian, Minecraft YouTuber, discovered, hey, you know, it's actually very easy to fight the Wither if you just have a legion of iron golems. And half the time, you don't even have to do anything. 5 may have been a bit much, though, because that's a lot of iron. But, yeah, I think this was pretty worth it. Got lots of cobblestone out of that. Got some iron. And we have a Wither Rose, which is nice. We can make purifying soap out of that. I kind of want to save it to use it on whatever this thing is. So we can grow more, because Wither Roses are kind of cool. We could use them for stuff like this. Making something necrotic or draconic. So what all can we use this nether star for, huh? We can make a construction wand, which I always knew about. I just, you know, like to build the hard way, I guess. Dark nether star, lightning... 4 lightning arrows, calls down a lightning bolt on impact. That sounds like it could be useful. A witherless rose. This, with the nether stars enchanting this rose, the holder is protected from withering. That sounds pretty cool. But it requires 4 nether stars. Nether star hook. A spectral eye amulet. And of course a beacon, which is what we're going to be making, of course. Let's make that beacon. Alright, so... this thing supposedly can now transform chromatic compound into radiant, radiant alloy or something, if it just passes over it. So now we have a beacon, and it is made just in time, so that way in the next episode we can use it to hopefully make radiant coils, as I believe that will be the next step, is making all of this. We're kind of breezing through this chapter now that we've started it. And it's all because of all the prepping, all the planning we did for the past, like, 10 episodes. Because it took us a while to get to this point. Like, we could have ideally just jumped straight from Infernal Mechanisms to this, but I wanted to make sure we had a nice, comfortable base. We were able to do a bunch of things at our leisure, and have everything, you know, just easy. Like, make everything easier so that when we build this, we can breeze right through it. And that's exactly what we're going to do in the next episode. So thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing. And remember, the Wasteland is watching. See ya.